Kevin Hayes, Alto Aviation. Tell me, what's new?
Well, we had a new product introduction yesterday.
Yep.
And so we introduced a new bezel series for a Baker obsolete replacement series. So we actually created a new bezel that's designed to fit the old obsolete MHL3, MHL4 panels.
Okay.
So this is our new product introduction. And we designed bezels that actually match the wood cutout of the old systems. And then populate the modules as we needed for retable call, USB charging ports, and so forth. So this bezel allows us to meet the form fit of the old panels.
Okay.
So this is our new introduction at this show. And we have a small panel and a large panel that we debuted.
Okay.
So it just allows us to fit the obsolete systems that are out there flying. These are typically on the Falcon aircraft. And so this gives us a chance to be able to address these customers' obsolescence issues that are happening in the field.
Outstanding.
Yep. So we're seeing a lot of systems now that are obsolete, from Air Show, Audio International, Baker, Lufthansa, PACSys. So a lot of these systems are flying with no support.
Oh boy.
And so
that's an accident waiting to happen.
Exactly. So it creates an issue for our customers that can't support their planes.
Okay.
No spares, no support. So we come to the rescue, so to speak.
Yep.
And provide a fit compatible solution for their airplanes.
Well, tell you what, you're doing some really intriguing stuff in areas of aviation most of us don't see.
Yep.
Let's talk a little bit of what Alto Aviation is and why was it created? How did this company come into being?
Okay, sure. So we are 25 years young, and we were started back in the day when our founders, Don Hamilton and Steve Scarlatta, were part of the Bose Corporation, and they were working with Gulfstream at the time. And when Bose exited the industry, our guys stepped up to the plate and supported their products in the field. So at that time, we started building amplifiers for them and started supporting their systems. So we were born 25 years ago. So that's kind of how we started.
What is the breadth of your product line? What all do you do?
So our bread and butter is cabin audio. We love audio. We're passionate about audio. We provide nice audio systems for these corporate jets, from surround sound systems to stereo systems to PA systems. And so that's our mainstay. So we provide...
And that's a market that demands exacting tolerances.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So our bread and butter is the fact that we actually come and tune the systems when they're finished. So we send an audio engineer on site and tune the systems at the end of the day. And so we actually have a system that's tuned to the aircraft. So interior characteristics of furnishings, leathers, carpets. And so we actually have a microphone that tunes the systems. And then at the end of the day, it's perfect for that install. Yeah.
Must take a lot of advanced planning.
It does. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Okay, I come to you looking to upgrade an installation with an aircraft that's well flown, well loved, but a little archaic.
Yeah.
What happens? Tell me how that process works for you.
Okay. So obviously there's a customer interaction. So they'll tell us what they want. So sometimes they'll ask for cabin audio, which we have options for that. We also offer cabin management systems as well.
Okay.
As I mentioned, our new product, CSS product here, we can option out a new CSS system for them as well. So we can provide new panels for all the old control electronics that are in the plane. So we work with the customer, understand their specs. If they need a new audio system, AV sources, headphones, no headphones, lighting controls. So we understand their spec, and then we develop a program based on that spec.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, the changes that you've made and the evolution of these systems, where is the technology coming from? What demands are people making? Why were these changes necessary?
So with this system, we decided to make it an analog-based system.
Okay.
So rather than doing software-based systems with data bus control, we decided to go a more analog-based approach. Simple wires, simple controllers, and made the systems robust.
Probably pretty cost-effective as well.
Very cost-effective as well, yeah.
Okay.
So we have our systems that have a discrete wire for switches and for ground ends. And so with that said, we can do a very simple logic control with no software. So in terms of cost, like I said, lower cost solutions, but fits the need. So that's why we decided to develop it in this fashion.
It must be tough to find the requisite craftspersons to be able to staff projects like this? And this is one of the things, the theme that the industry's been talking about is where are the techs coming from? How do we train them? What's going on with that? How difficult are you finding that?
We have a great staff. I have a sales staff of 2 other individuals to help me out, as well as a sales staff in the office. And we have system engineers as well that support our on-site tunings. We have 4 engineers that do that for us. So, like I said, that talent is hard to find, but we got good people. So,
how do you find and train somebody like that?
That's a good question. I mean, so our engineers have been on site for a while now, so we've had them on staff for several years.
Oh, lucky. Okay.
So that helps as far as the knowledge base. So until we actually add more people, I guess that on the job training will be needed at that point. So
interesting. That makes sense. Fascinating. The environment in an aircraft cabin is obnoxious.
It is.
It is not a place that somebody who wants to do something that makes something intelligible with a cacophony in the background has got to be tough. If you could, comment on just the technologies involved right now in making it work in one of the worst environments in the world.
Exactly. So one of the things that you need for an audio system, for example, is lots of power and efficient drivers. And well-placed drivers as well. So when you position switch speakers in the cabin, you need to be in good locations as a start, and then have enough power to drive those speakers. And then if you can have enough power to overcome the ambient noise, you can have a system that actually sounds good in a plane. So that's the driver, is to have enough power to be able to overcome the ambient noise in an aircraft. And then with the tuning, it customizes the audio for that interior, so that helps as well to make sure it gives a good premium sound.
And mind you, you've got to do all this without interfering with any other systems, navigation, communication, and so forth.
Right. So all our systems are TSO approved and D160 tested. So we prove that we don't interfere with other systems as well.
What's the certification environment around your kind of work?
So D160 testing for sure.
Okay.
And then so we submit our products to the lab for testing, and then we have a TSO approval from the FAA as well. So we have an approval status with the FAA for TSO for our products as well.
Interesting. Okay. Now you're working currently, say, in the Falcon airframes.
Actually, all aircraft frames right now.
Okay.
Yeah, from Gulfstreams, Bombardier, Falcon, Citation.
Oh, that's some nice work, isn't it?
Nice work, yeah. So
goodness.
We got a good plethora of aircraft models to choose from.
How have you found the manufacturer support for an aftermarket solution like yours?
So, say again. So
how have you found the manufacturers treating you for what is essentially an aftermarket?
Yeah. So they like our solutions because we're user friendly.
Yeah.
So we meet the same cutout frame of the wood. So we're wood friendly. So we help sustain their processes of not having so much woodwork to be done, and saves them some time and effort and money for the installs. Yeah.
Yeah. In some cases, we've seen some scenarios in which manufacturers looked at anybody in the aftermarket as overly competitive or what have you, and weren't that supportive, and you weren't able to get the tech information you needed. But I'm hoping that the industry has matured past some of the older complaints and has gotten to a point where they're willing to support folks who ultimately want to make their airplanes look good.
Exactly right, yeah. So we pride ourselves on customer service. So we respond to the phone when they call. Yeah. And so we do our best to respond to our customers when they need us.
Any favorites out there among airframes or installations or projects that you've done?
We like Gulfstreams, obviously.
Yep.
Gulfstream
Lots
G4.
of room.
Yeah, G4, G5s.
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
A lot of switches involved in those planes. So they're good revenue streams for us. But again, it's a great complement to be able to use same fit compatible switches for those airplanes.
Beautiful machines. Absolutely beautiful. And the next generation will look at even better.
Yeah.
Wild. I would. Now, are you doing most of this on their site or your site? Do they come to you?
On their site, yeah.
Okay.
So we actually come to their facility to do the installs. So we sell the equipment to them.
Okay.
They install it, and then after they install it, we come on site and then tune the systems after it's all said and done. Yeah.
So you're the magic man at that point.
We're the magic man, yeah.
Oh wow, that sounds like fun.
It is fun, a lot of fun. It's fun to get the compliments from our customers when they hear our audio system and they love it. They complement our quality of sound. And so when we hear these compliments, it makes us feel really good. We're doing a good job for them.
Well, you're in an area of the industry where the difference is going to be noticeable right away.
Right.
And on top of it, the interface with the customer is going to be pretty intimate.
Exactly. Yeah. So these customers, they pay a lot of money for cockpit upgrades, but the guy in the back doesn't see that.
No.
But he hears
this.
He
He sees.
He hears and sees the sound. Exactly.
The guy writing the checks is finally getting something for his, something he sees and can touch and feel and hear.
Exactly right.
Perfect.
Right.
Okay, that makes absolute perfect sense. All righty. The what's the future for Alto? Where are you guys going from here?
Well, we are advancing our technologies in the touchscreens now. We have a new system master controller box that allows us to do PED controls. Mm-hmm. So we do controls over PEDs, as well as touchscreens.
Okay.
So that's our new direction for our company as far as cabin control systems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm asking everybody about how this past year affected them. The fact that we had a global pandemic, the rules changed, everything got thrown into chaos.
Right.
How did that affect you, especially on the travel aspect of things? Imagine that had to be pretty significant.
Yeah.
And more important, what kind of company are you as a result?
So, from a pandemic point of view, it impacted our travel for sure. For our engineers that went on site, we had to resort to remote tunings. Mm-hmm. So we couldn't come on site to tune the airplanes now. So we actually resorted to a computerized on-site remote system to do the tunings now. So we couldn't visit the customers anymore. So we did that for the tunings to support our aircraft.
Amazing.
Project.
Okay.
Yeah. And then also too, what was interesting is that when the planes stayed in the hangars, they wanted more updates.
Yeah.
Upgrades. So as the planes didn't fly, the OEMs want to do more maintenance to the planes, more upgrades.
Oh, you lucky dog.
So we found ourselves having more opportunities last year than we had before. So our sales actually grew last year.
Outstanding.
So again, even though the pandemic was detrimental to a lot of companies, for us, it was good for us because we actually were able to grow our company.
Outstanding. Well, I'm glad you're able to at least see some sunshine through all that.
Yeah, exactly right.
Nonsense. Awful stuff that happened around us, but aviation had a chance to prove itself in a number of ways.
It did, yeah.
Okay.
But again, the OEM marketplace, though, was hit, though, right? So the production aircraft took a hit, but our aftermarket was able to sustain good sales last year.
Interesting. And overall, how do you see this changing Alto totally? I mean, is there any lingering effects at this point to the company?
I don't think so. I think things look very, very positive right now. So I think we're looking forward to a great year.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we sure appreciate you being part of the new product introduction yesterday.
Yeah.
For those of you who saw the NPI or are watching the NPI rerun, there were 34 amazing sessions in which some 50, almost 60 products were unveiled.
Yeah.
All of those product sessions will be broken down into individual segments in the next few days and weeks, and you will have the opportunity to see them one-on-one as well as en masse. Kevin, we sure appreciate you being a part of the whole ANN, AEA live streaming craziness and so forth. And more important, we wish you the best of luck for the future, and keep us up to date when you've got something newsworthy.
Will do. All right.
All righty.
All right. Thanks,
okay, folks.
Aero-News Network's coverage of the 64th Annual AEA International Convention and Trade Show, live from Dallas, Texas, is brought to you in part by the following sponsors.